is down in the blocks here in East Lansing, Michigan, with my illustrious panel, Jeremy Norquist, CY, Chris Young, and Mark Dodson, talking college hoops. Damn, we got two really red-hot college basketball teams here in the great state of Michigan. We're going to touch on that. Made a little Big Ten race. Michigan has Rutgers 4 o'clock Saturday at Chrysler. Let's just call it a winnable game, and it's sold out.
Yep.
You see, the Michigan fans are going to fill up Chrysler no matter who they're playing. Then they got Villanova a few nights later on Tuesday night. CY, let's start with you. Let's start with the Michigan Bigs. As a Michigan big man several years ago, you had to be proud.
Yeah, no, I was very proud, top to bottom, the way, just the way all of them played, especially on the defensive end. We all know that, Yaxel can score, and Morris Johnson can score, and Mara can score, and obviously Cheddar can shoot, and he can score in bunches. But on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, they just totally, that 3-game performance in Vegas last week might have been the best defensive performance in 3 consecutive games or 4 consecutive games that Michigan's ever put together. I mean, it was unbelievable. At one point, they almost had Gonzaga down 50. I mean, that's unheard of for a Mark II team to lose like that. So for the Bigs to be able to lock up the paint and then get out and run and finish in transition, dunking and just killing guys inside, I mean, what else do you want?
I mean, despite their scoring 100, 109, whatever the point total, I mean, 100, they had 110-point total advantage over their opponents in those 3 games. Very good quality teams. Mm-hmm. It was their defense that jumped out at me more than anything. I mean, even the 3-point shooting, which was terrific. I mean, that's what really baffled me. Mark Dodson, let's go to you as far as the backcourt. Elliot Cadeau, LJ, give us your assessment of their performances.
I'm not there yet on Cadeau where I want to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's erratic, and I'm looking forward to seeing if this is him, then that might be the Achilles heel going forward. I just didn't see much in North Carolina, so I don't know how much what I see right now is what he did in North Carolina. So I got him on hold. LJ picked it up a little bit.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He picked it up a little bit. So, and kind of like last year when he showed spots and spurts of being playable.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, Jeremy, what I think in the backcourt I'm most encouraged by is McKinney, and it's not McKinney being a point guard. It's McKinney being the guy that's not going to get out there and turn that ball over like crazy, like some of those other cats.
I agree.
He seems mature in his game. It belies his freshman seniority.
He has improved dramatically from the Orchard Lake St. Mary's senior year, I think. I mean, it really pops off the charts.
Yeah, he can control the ball. I'll put it that way. I don't necessarily want to say he's a guy I would want to ideally start my offense through, because he doesn't have that kind of wiggle, and he doesn't have that kind of separation, and he doesn't move that way where you would want your point guard to get people going. But he's not going to turn that ball over. For a team like Michigan, who has had a history of turning the ball over, you got to covet somebody who is just not going to randomly turn, who's not going to routinely turn over. So, and then there's a certain amount of Yaxel, there's a certain amount of Gale, there's a certain amount of Burnett, where you can kind of get away a little bit with somebody else handling that ball.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not necessarily full time, but as long as they're not going to trick that over and they're going to play through their post players, they should be okay there.
Yeah, Jeremy, I want you to touch your initial reaction on Michigan, or are you surprised? And then also, if you could, not to get obsessed with this comparison thing, but do you ever recall Michigan State looking this good, both this early, this complete in the season as they are right now?
No, I mean, Michigan, I don't know if it – I always said Michigan was a top 5 team coming into this year. I think I said it. I've watched a lot of basketball this year. Currently, Michigan is the most put together and athletic team in the nation.
Wow. Smart statement.
Currently. No, that could change.
How about Michigan State, man? I mean, they look good. I mean, against Iowa, obviously, but against Carolina on Thanksgiving after that Lions debacle, it's like, holy shit.
Listen, Michigan State. This is why I've always said, I will tell you, and I've said it, you can check the tape. Tom Izzo, Tom Izzo can coach his ass off. And the one thing about Michigan State that they do better than almost everybody in the nation is they play defense. They sit down, they defend you.
And they rebound like hell.
And they're physical.
Yes.
That's the one thing, even though Michigan is so much, to me, better than everybody else, when it comes to March, that could be their Achilles heel.
Well, and let's be real honest. It's going to come down to Michigan State, and Purdue fighting for the Big Ten regular season championship that final week, because Michigan State's going to have 14, 15, 16 wins in the Big Ten. Michigan's going to have the same, and Purdue's going to have the same.
Right.
I
they're
can't
just going to end up
stand
beating
Purdue.
up on each other, and it's going to come down to that last weekend where Michigan plays Michigan State to decide who wins the regular season.
Where is that game?
I don't think that Purdue. I don't think that Purdue, to me, I mean, it's just because they got such an elite point guard. But to me, Purdue doesn't do it for me. I mean, I'm watching
and I'm not as impressed with Purdue as I initially was.
I agree
but they're gonna beat the snot out of all the low level teams in the Big Ten. They're not gonna have a Minnesota come in and beat them, or a Rutgers come in and beat them. Someone that's one of the bottom feeders in the Big Ten. They're not gonna have that. So they're gonna win all those games. So they're gonna win at least 12 to 13 to 14 Big Ten games just off of winning those games. And they might split with Michigan. They might split with Michigan State, but they're still going to be right there coming down to those last 2 weeks in the Big Ten regular season.
They're not going to beat themselves.
No, definitely not. Braden Smith is not going to be.
You don't like Purdue's bigs?
They're okay. I mean, they're very serviceable. They're not elite, and I think I'm spoiled now from watching the guys at Michigan. And then even the guys at State, I think both Michigan and Michigan State have got better bigs than the guys at Purdue.
Yeah, Jackson Kohler is good. Jackson Kohler is very consistent.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, he's okay.
Kohler has the best footwork for a big man in the Big Ten.
If Jackson Kohler had anything more than a 12-inch vertical leap, he'd be a serious problem.
I thought you were going to say he's got the best ball head.
Oh.
Wow, Doc.
Doc, go ahead. You got something on your mind. Go ahead.
I think Purdue's bigs are bigger than State's. State's are okay. I think they got Jackson Wren is better than both their bigs. And I think the other guy, the new guy, was called what's his name?
7-footer.
Yeah, a 7-footer, 7'1" guy.
Hey, man, they're tough.
Yeah, they're tough, but I'm looking at Michigan State's, their front line, if you look at it top to bottom, the way that they defend, the way that they rebound, their toughness, and then their ability to just finish around the rim, Kohler stepping out, knocking down threes. Like, I like that matchup better in favor of Michigan State.
Chris, I want this question for you. On Monday, Dusty talked about the Sunday practice, which was the best practice of the year, which is good because you get this big gap. So you like to hear that.
Yeah.
But he said there was a major emphasis in transition defense. Okay. And this is going to be the Achilles heel for whoever plays Michigan State, because I've never seen a team push the ball off a made basket in recent times.
Recent times, it's been 25 years of them doing that.
And you were victimized by it.
Yeah.
So my point is, how do you think that's going to be could be a strength of Michigan, or do you think that's going to be a weakness? Remember, Isaiah Livers was a great orchestra leader on transition defense on that 2018 team. He had everybody where they're supposed to be. I don't know if they have that leadership to do that.
So defensive transition is just it's an understanding of when to crash on the offensive boards, when not to. That's all it is. To stop someone like Carr that wants to get out on the break and run after a make, you can't have your point guard and your 2 or your 2 and your 3 or whoever the guys that are on the top of the key, you can't have them crash, because as soon as they crash and come downhill, you already got 2 to 3 other guys standing right underneath the rim, then they're gone. You cannot catch up to them. You got to have 1 to 2 guys standing at the top of the key. As soon as that ball goes in, they got to be sprinting to half court to stop that break. And then the bigs or who's ever right underneath the basket, you just got to get on your horse and you got to get moving down the court. You can't like, oh yeah, I got a dunk, or I did this, I did that, because these teams are gone, especially Michigan State. Like that's just one of those things. And we used to practice it where, you know, we would do the defensive transition drill. We'd line up the offensive guys on the baseline, defensive guys were across the free throw line, and you'd line up across from everybody. Coach would throw the ball to whoever was on the baseline, and you had to run and touch. So it was a 5-on-4 coming down the other way. So you had to recover. What we did when we played Michigan State is we would go 6-on-5. We would put one of the real super athletic, quick walk-ons at the free throw line with the defensive players. And as soon as coach would throw on the ball, then he would take off running. And it was a matter of trying to adjust. Right. And I think Michigan's got to do something like that. I don't know if you got to do it every day in practice, but you got to do it a couple times a week, preparing for teams that want to get out and run like that.
I mean, that's the Michigan State drill. I mean, it's like preparing for that game almost by itself.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And it's like what Michigan football does and Ohio State football does to prepare to play each other, where you have to do something every day or at least once or twice a week to prepare for that situation when it comes in 3 months.
Yeah.
Tom, when did Dusty make that comment?
It was on Monday at the presser.
Oh, this past Monday.
Yeah.
And he's talking about working on it for what reason? With an eye toward Michigan State, or because
no, I didn't know.
No, I think that's just in the back of his mind. I don't think he's specifically looking at it for Michigan State, but he put it out there Dusty put it out there in the universe, before Vegas, that they want to be one of the best or the best defensive team in the country. Well, and that's all part of it. Right. You know, it's not just defending and rebounding, it's also defensive transition and not giving up those easy buckets.
I thought maybe in the prior games he had seen something that gave him concerns, but he wasn't specific as to why he made that comment.
No, he just mentioned it. I did not attend the press conferences. I don't attend. I watch them in their entirety on mgoblue.com. That I tell you, all that information is accessible. So, but that got my attention, that part. So Dot, man, I want to ask you, I mean, Wisconsin had a big win last. I mean, there is a huge gap, don't you think, between the 3 teams that CY mentioned, Michigan State, Purdue, and all you other guys, right? I mean, or is Indiana, they lost last night to Mini, and Wisconsin. I mean, how close behind? And Illinois.
And USC's
and
pretty
USC,
good.
We'll find out.
I watched them play Oregon the other night. They're pretty tough.
They play in Ann Arbor on January 2nd.
Yep.
Big gap, you think, between the big 3 and everybody else?
The only team I'm uncomfortable in saying should not be up top is USC. I haven't really watched them, but their record, they're undefeated.
Well, they beat Oregon at Oregon a couple nights ago.
Well, that says something.
That says something.
Without me knowing more about Oregon, you beat a team like that on the road. That's got to be.
They got a freshman guard who's really good. I mean, they're good.
Yeah, they're good. But there's a very obvious, you know, it's 1, 2, and 3, and however you want to put them, Michigan State, and Purdue, and then there's kind of like 4 or 5 teams kind of in that middle, you know, in that middle section of the Big Ten, and then it's just kind of everybody else.
I'll take Illinois over Purdue.
Wow!
Wow!
Too much coffee or too much something, man? I disagree. Why? Okay, tell me why.
Yeah, what's your thinking, Jay?
They listen. To me, at almost every position, Illinois is better. Besides the main position in that case, which is the point guard. Okay, but I think Illinois moves the ball better. I think Illinois plays and if you play at that pace that Illinois and Purdue play, I'll take Illinois all day, every day. And I think at the end of the year, the standings will show Illinois is a better team.
Do you think Brad Underwood is the best coach in the Big Ten, Jeremy Norquist?
No, I think it's either I can't stand Painter. I think that Dusty May's a great coach, and I think Tom Izzo's a great coach. I always say, you know, when they come out and say Tom Izzo 8th in the Big Ten, I'm like, you're crazy. All right, now is he done competing for championships? Yes, but is he a fabulous? Does he get the most out of his players? Yes.
I think that's accurate, don't you think, guys?
Absolutely. Yeah,
you know? And,
I totally agree.
Wait.
Dusty Mays. Go ahead.
What did you say? Does he get the most out of his players? Who you talking about, Izzo?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Jeremy Fears. Look at Jeremy Fears Jr. right now compared to last. I mean,
he's way ahead of schedule
right. He was a McDonald's All-American.
I understand that, but he.
Hold on. He's a burger boy.
But he had that mishap.
Yeah,
he was
a burger boy.
Well, whatever. I
his
think
brother.
His brother was a burger boy too.
At Oklahoma.
Actually, his brother reclassified, moved up before he could be a burger boy.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been a burger boy had he stayed in his high school class. Hey man, okay. I like the way I don't necessarily agree with the assertion that he gets the best out of his players.
I think he gets a lot.
He gets a lot.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I think
I think for the most part he squeezes every ounce out of every player that decides to 100% buy into his system. You know, and Kohler's a perfect example.
You got a lot of qualifiers there, man.
Yeah, for sure, because that's what it is. Like, and he gets, as you said, he gets some of these burger boys in there, and some of them do well, some of them transfer out, some of them don't end up doing anything.
Well,
speaking of, that's how it is. But if he gets those guys to fit into his system and the way that he wants to script plays and get guys only in certain positions and all that, then he gets every ounce out of these players.
Well, speaking of burger boys, there's some burger boys from Durham, North Carolina, calling Duke Blue Devils coming to Breslin on Saturday. Jeremy Norquist, your first shot at what's going to happen? Duke, Michigan State. Who wins? Who's better? What'd you say?
Duke's better.
Ooh, Boozer's better.
Boozer's better. Boozer's much better.
The only thing is that Michigan State at home against a young Duke team, you never know what can happen. To be against a veteran crew in Michigan State, but as far as a better team, Duke's better.
I know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. They're going to get pumped. They're going to get pushed around. Well, strike that. They're going to be challenged physically and mentally.
Who is?
Duke is.
Okay.
Yeah, you saw the North Carolina game. Those guys were looking around like, wait a minute. You mean you can play defense this way? You mean you can chuck? You can bump? You can box out this way? Yeah, all day long.
And I've known, I don't want to, but that's what I've noticed from a lot of the Blue Bloods lately, is that they get all these guys. They're sweet. They just don't mesh. You watch Kentucky play, they don't mesh. You watch North Carolina play, they don't mesh. You watch these guys play. You watch Michigan play, they mesh.
Did you watch Well, hold on a second, man. Hold on. Let's pump the brakes just for a minute. The week before Vegas, what were you saying about Michigan?
I said Michigan. I've said it since Michigan is a top 5 team in America consistently.
You said that coming off TCU and Wake Forest.
I did. Check the tape.
Well, the turnover machine was crazy.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
But we all said once they clean that up, then they're competing with anybody in the
clean the turnovers up, and then they'll be fine.
Yep.
It's a long season, boys. I mean, usually talent wins out. If you watch the talent, it's like Charles Barkley said. You watch the talent. You watch them if they have pros. They're going to end up playing in March, and they're going to be pretty damn good. So if you watch Michigan,
we talked about that last. Let's wrap up that. Who's Yaxel? Probably, maybe a pro. Who?
You got the Morris Johnson kid. He's an NBA guy. You got Yaxel and you got Mara, guaranteed.
Yep.
Oh.
NBA guys.
Yeah.
Okay, let's keep moving.
Well, I mean,
Johnson reminds. I like the way Johnson plays. I think he's a great college player. I don't know necessarily.
Well, I tell you what, Duke. I mean, I thought Florida was going to pull.
Florida should have won that game. The way they came back, they should have won that game.
Yeah.
Did you see Arkansas last night? Did y'all watch Arkansas?
Yeah. That's a quality win. I mean, that's a quality opponent that Michigan State beat.
Yeah.
Was Arkansas. You know
who else I really like, guys? That's no one's
BYU?
ever talking about.
BYU?
Alabama. Oh yeah, BYU's nice, but Alabama is good. Nate Oates. I mean, come on, the best coach in America, Nate Oates. Let's go.
Really? Best coach. Number one coach.
I'll take Nate Oates.
Wow.
I think that's that. I think that's that Ipsy. What part of the state is Ipsy considered to be? Mid, what southeast?
Southeast Michigan.
That's that southeast bias kicking in there because he's got roots there.
Yeah, that's your boy. I'm from Kalamazoo, but I'll take Nate Oates.
But you were at Eastern, right?
Yeah, of course.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Romulus, Eastern. That's what Oates is from Romulus, right?
Yep.
All right. That's that bias kicking in, man.
I know Nate. What a good guy, great coach. Overrated coach in America.
You know who they've been?
Matt Painter.
You know you know who Bama's lost to already, right? You know they lost to already, right?
His voice is trilling in and out.
He's talking too much shit. He didn't ran out.
Yeah. The powers that be keep muting him.
His audio filter system is
he's
muting him out. You know,
facts out here, guys.
I want to segue before we close out. Should Michigan football fans fear the hire of Michigan State's new head football coach, Pat Fitzgerald? See, why start with you?
I mean, with as much of a as much as a dumpster fire as Michigan State football has been and currently is, even with a new coach and all that, I don't think Michigan State's going to be ready to compete with the big dogs in the Big Ten for.
Well, let me rephrase the question. Would you rather have Pat Fitzgerald coach in Michigan or Sherrone Moore? I mean, just give me the strength.
Ooh.
You know, I mean,
give me Fitzgerald. It's not even close.
That's a good question, Tom.
Ooh.
Like,
I want you to answer it transparently, as you always do.
With seeing what I've seen now the last 2 seasons with Sherrone Moore at the helm, I would take. I'd take Fitz. I would take Fitz. I would. I loved what he did at Northwestern. Like, he had those dudes out there playing hard, being in games and competing in games that they had no business being in.
They won 1 in 3 games their last 2 seasons with Fitz.
Yeah.
What'd you just say?
They won 1 in 3 games the last 2 seasons that Fitz was coaching at Northwestern.
Yeah. But you got to think about
it. I'm not judging,
as you guys know, Northwestern is a very different type of Big Ten school. It doesn't matter how good you are playing football or basketball or whatever. You still have to get into school. They're not changing their admission standards for anything. Yep, so even with NIL and all that, you're not going to be able to build you're not getting 5-star kids that don't have any type of grades to come there and be able to play and compete.
Okay,
like what he was given, he was able to do, the most he was able to do with the hand he was dealt.
Right. Okay, Dot, answer the same question.
Yeah, let me tell you what he did with his hands the last 3 seasons he was at Northwestern. They sucked. Bad.
So answer the question. Would you rather have Sherrone Moore or Pat Fitzgerald coaching your alma mater?
Moore.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, man, Fitzgerald strategically, his players played hard for him.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't see any strategic advantage. There were a bunch of games I watched Northwestern play Michigan, for example, and I said, I'm glad he's coaching because he's going to play it tight.
Mm-hmm.
Tight. And he played it tight. Every game, he played it tight. Right. He played as if he had better players than Michigan, for example, when I'm watching him play Michigan. Moore is still, to me, an unknown. I know Fitzgerald. Or Fitzpat. Is it Fitzpat?
Fitzgerald.
I know Fitzgerald. I know what he is. Yeah. He is what he is. He's a decent floor guy. He is not a special guy. No.
Okay. That's fair. Okay.
And let me tell you what people don't give Moore credit for. They beat Ohio State last year. They never should have beaten them. Mm-hmm. That game in and of itself should have been one where they said, "Oh man, there's something," but they don't want to give him credit necessarily for that game.
Mm-hmm.
The year before, he beat Ohio State as the head coach.
Right.
He beat Penn State as the head coach.
Mm-hmm. Right.
They won many games. With him being the head coach, although Harbaugh was still in the vicinity to influence things, so you can't necessarily give him all the credit.
Right. Okay. So Jeremy,
oh man, we already know the answer to that.
I want I'm trying to frame this question correctly. Well, just give me your thoughts, and then I'm going to chime in.
I love that. All right, you said a great word, Dot. Harbaugh. All right, when you go against Harbaugh, you're like, Michigan's not favoring this game, but you know what we got? We got Harbaugh. You don't say that about Sherrone Moore.
So you don't
say
him.
We don't. That's the saddest thing. After 3 years, you don't know him.
2 years.
He doesn't show up.
2
He
years.
does not show up. Yeah, he won the one game, which they tried to play in a phone booth. They did not try to play in a phone booth this year. And I had the greatest time. I went to that game with my friends CY and Heather and Tom Young. It was a great time. But I watched Michigan get outclassed.
Well, his offense didn't threaten.
You never saw Ohio State outclass Harbaugh?
No.
2019, 2018, 2017.
And they would have got rolled in 2020.
Yeah.
Listen, should Sherrone Moore, they should find someone else.
They should.
How about what's his name? I'd take BK.
Oh God.
Oh shit!
You're nuts, man.
Okay, I don't want to go there. I don't want to start that one because I don't even want to go into that one. Okay,
I do for another reason. What is he going to end up being? Where is he going to end up?
He'll take a year off.
Yeah,
he'll take a year off. Okay, Jeremy, Pat Fitzgerald at the Michigan State press conference gave all these accolades. He gave a shout out to all the state champions in the state of Michigan. So he wants to own the state of Michigan. And all due respect to my state, there was 7 4-stars. That's it. That's it in this state. So what your thoughts on that of Fitz owning the state? Michigan just goes, they're a national draw.
Well, I mean, like this is the hardest thing is that, like I said, Michigan State football is so behind Michigan football at this point. It's like the varsity and the JV.
Mm-hmm.
So Michigan's got a bunch of NIL that they can mess around with. So as far as the Mel Tucker thing put him so far back, and Jonathan Smith, although I thought he did terrible, I thought he was set up to fail, to be totally honest with you.
Why?
Well, you give a guy 2 years. I mean, that's not, especially taking in the Mel Tucker situation. Again, I don't think he did well, but you give a guy 2 years. That's pretty unfair in that situation that they come into. That's just my take on it. But do I think Michigan still can't compete, right? I mean, Michigan State, cannot compete with Michigan. We're not even close at this point.
Well, think about this, Tom. Like Fitz comes out and says, okay, they want to win the recruiting battle in the state of Michigan. What else can they do? They can't recruit nationally. You're not going to bring in these kids nationally. You got to start it with your back door. Then you move into the Midwest a little bit. Right. Then you got to start very, very small because they've got no talent pool to draw from to begin with. Michigan go all over the country and be like, oh, we want this guy and pay him all kind of money and off they come. So,
but
that's why he's saying that. If he wants to win the state, cool. Whoever wins Mr. Football in the state of Michigan, I'm sorry to say they're not going to Michigan State, even if they win the state recruiting, blah, blah, blah. He's not doing that. That's just not how this goes.
I agree with that, CY. And the NIL is crazy right now. I could not believe that their Michigan's quarterback, Bryce Underwood, threw for less than 100 yards at getting $3 to $5 million a year. Mm-hmm. Now that was bad.
Yeah.
Bad.
Well, he might have been hamstrung in terms of decision making. Decision making. First of all, they didn't. Things like this. They practice indoors on Thursday. Okay.
Why?
Why are you doing that?
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Did they not know the forecast?
That's stupid.
Yep.
Stupid, in my opinion.
Wait. You blaming that game Saturday on the fact that they
practice? I'm just saying that's not one. That's just one ingredient of decision making, in my opinion, of Sherrone Moore. And he made that call.
And do we know how many other days they practice outdoors to compare that to? No.
Let me put it to you this way. They had that football building when we were in school, Mark.
Yep.
And they never practice in that building in the regular season. Michigan under Bo Schembechler.
Harbaugh practiced plenty times in that building.
Whatever.
Okay, so let me be the host for 1 second.
Okay. Go at it, baby.
PC, who would you rather have? Sherrone Moore for Michigan, Pat Fitzgerald for Michigan State going forward?
That was the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're asking who?
I'm asking you.
Oh, you're asking me.
Oh,
so I'm going to be a panelist for a second. God, I'm right between this guy and this guy, as in CY and Dot. I mean, I am like right down the middle. I see where CY is coming from. He's the first smiling coach that Michigan State's had. And I mean, he had guys that never smile.
Yeah.
I mean, I just like Fitz. I interviewed Fitz with my partner Jack Ebling 3 times at Big Ten Media Days, and it's like, Jesus, I run through a wall from this guy. I'm not even a football player. I mean, it's just like
he's got that Dan Campbell type vibe to him.
Something about him. I don't know what it is. He's that.
Who does?
It's all your personal experiences
Who
that
does?
do color things. Okay.
Who
I like Sherrone Moore. I think I agree with Dot. He needs another year.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not even going to do an evaluation. I'm a little concerned about where the program's going. They have a daunting schedule next year. I mean, they have to go to Oregon. They have to go to Ohio State. They got Indiana at home, and they got Oklahoma at home, which is not a gimme.
And
That's
Penn State.
4 potential losses right there.
And Penn State.
You're right, but let me one more thing. You just gave me a Mark Dodson answer. You answered both sides of the question. I ask you a question. Who would you rather have going forward, Pat Fitzgerald or Sherrone Moore?
Right now, as it stands right now, Sherrone Moore. But it's close. It's close.
Hey man, wait. Who did you mention in the same sentence with Campbell?
I didn't mention it.
Oh, I did. I said Fitz has got the same type of energy where, like, when he was typing up the crowd at the Breslin and all that, like, all those students that were sitting in the zone, they'd have put on the pads and gone and played for him.
And they needed that. That school needed that.
Yes. He's got that same type of that rah-rah, like he just knows how to say the right words and push the right buttons in people where it's like, okay, let's go play for this guy.
I agree.
You guys are both exactly right. Michigan State was downtrodden. Now they're at least, I still think they're going to stink, but at least Fitz will bring energy.
They'll be stink next year, but they could win 7 or 8 games 2 years from now.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's all they want. You know what? Michigan State, give me a bowl game, give me a Citrus Bowl, an Outback Bowl, and let's just focus on college basketball. That's what Michigan State fans would be happy.
Yeah, Michigan State football is basically a placeholder until basketball season starts.
Yep.
Are y'all familiar with the phrase "the bigotry of low expectations"?
Wow. Now I am.
Okay. Okay, dope.
That Eastern Michigan education just.
All right, hey, we're running long here, and I want you all busy. You're all doers, and I want to thank you for being here on Down the Blocks. Another stellar podcast here, and we'll check in again next week, guys.
Hey, wait. We didn't address the elephant in the room.
Is what?
You know who it is, Jeremy.
You got to be quick on this because we're running long. Go. What is it? What are you talking about?
Has Trey McKinney moved up on your ranking?
Yes. I mean, he's not in front of Burnett. Like, if I'm Burnett and I'm getting 19 minutes and Trey McKinney's getting 21, that's a joke. But yes, he has. I mean, he's
before he was number 10. Now you didn't even have him.
Dude was 13. Dude was transferring out next year.
All right,
he was following Fat to Central.
hey, Jeremy and Dodson, get a room and go at it. We're gonna let y'all go. Okay.
I miss you guys. Hey, TC, you look great, buddy.
Yeah, man. TC, you're killing it, dude.
See ya.
All right, we'll see ya.
Peace.